Hello there, Seraphim17 once again, bringing you the second level in the Castlevania DLC, Reverie's Paladin difficulty video walkthrough, which is quite a mouthful, so hooray for me. But this is, yeah, goodness me, this is the second section to the DLC entitled Abandoned Wing, and because this video is a little bit longer and it's just a bunch of platforming that you've done before, and it doesn't really take that much, skill. It takes more luck than anything else because the game handles like a piece of shit when you're doing the climbing sections. It's about as responsive as a turd, and I hate it. But I'm going to give you a brief rundown on what I feel about this DLC. The first thing I will say is the DLC costs 800 Microsoft points. I'm not too sure how much it costs on the PSN because, truth be told, I don't buy anything off the PSN. But 800 Microsoft points, and it's about 20 minutes long. This is quite possibly the worst DLC I have ever paid for in my entire adult life. This Reveries, or whatever they want to entitle it, is 3 levels long. The last level is the longest. The first level is literally 3 minutes long, and they've somehow managed to include every single part of Castlevania I didn't fucking like. They've got the bad jumping sections in it, they've got the pointless puzzles in it, they've got enemies that suck dick, and worst of all, which is the biggest culprit, there is not a single boss in it. And yet the storyline of the DLC is going to stop some unknown threat that's going to bust into this realm. This big, omnipotent presence, this great, evil machination that you never see because it's to be continued. So, don't buy it. It's that simple. It is the biggest waste of money I've ever seen, and it shouldn't be like that. I mean, if you're a big Castlevania fan, I would definitely say wait until the next one is released that continues the story, but for what this is, they've introduced one new mechanic which makes you play as Laura, and she's garbage. It's awful. It's really awful. Unbelievably awful. It's got some fantastic vignettes, it's got some really nice cutscenes where they do a lot of, motion graphics. It's got some fantastic music that's been took directly from the game. And they've even got Robert Carlyle, the guy that did the voice for Gabriel, who narrates these chapters, which tells me straight away that there is almost no way they could have got him back into the studio to re-record lines, which dictates that it was recorded on his original session, which means this is something that was probably already in the game and already designed before the game was released to be DLC. And if that isn't the biggest cock slap in the mouth, I don't know what is. And it's really disappointed. I thought it was going to be fantastic, but it isn't, and unfortunately, yeah, there you go. But this next section, what's going to happen is when you swing across this chasm, you're going to run into the next room and you're going to get attacked by the skeleton guys. I don't know why I keep wanting to call them scorpions, my brain's a bit fucked up. But you'll get attacked by some skeletons, I think there's 3 of them. And on Paladin difficulty they do a lot of damage, and I just hate them, they're crap, they're the worst enemy on the game. The best way to kill them is to hit them with the gauntlet. What you're going to see me do is I run back all the way over here and I utilise the fairies to stun the skeletons individually. And when the fairies are around them, they can't respond to you. Because, I mean, look at that. That is the most powerful move you can do, and it didn't even stun him. The second one did. The third one knocked him down. And then his buddy turns up, and then I'm in trouble. So I put my fairies on, my fairies go out. They enable me to knock him down. As soon as he goes down, make sure you finish him off. The 50 things that's just jumped up then is just experience for killing people, because that's one of the options I've got turned on. If you don't see it in your game, don't worry, it's just an extra that you can select. And as soon as he's down, finish him off. If you don't, you'll have a lot of trouble with those skeletons. Laura can be quite useful because she will, put them off, she'll distract them, but never rely on her because she's garbage. And just keep pushing forward. One thing I will say is, by the time you get to the end of the second level of the DLC, make sure you have your life as high as you can, because they've incorporated the most frustrating jumping section in the history of Castlevanias. It is ridiculously poor. And if you thought the music box was frustrating and utter bullshit, then you're gonna love the level coming up. But right now we're controlling Laura. A few things to know. The X attack does like an Emperor electricity move. The Y attack does like a repel, a force repel, where she does energy like that. Both moves can be charged. And when you dodge with her with the left trigger, she turns invisible for a second and she teleports some distance. And the best thing to handle this room is when you first enter, keep holding Y, keep doing your charge attack. If any of these enemies get close to you and you think you're going to get hit, if you use the evade you can often dodge them, but just be careful, it's not reliable, they will punch you every so often. But just keep evading, keep charging the attack, and if you can get a group of them together and you can have enough time to hold X, you can electrocute a big group and you'll kill them all really quickly. The only problem with it is, if anybody doesn't get locked in like just then, what I'm just doing, they will punch you and interrupt what you're doing. And when they start glowing like that, it means you can grab them, and if you grab them you can get your life back. One thing to note, when the quick time event icon starts flashing red, you have to release them from the throw or they'll blow up and kill you. So watch, you tap B, keep tapping B, as soon as it goes red, press the right trigger, throw them, get them off you. If you don't do that, they'll kill you. And the whole purpose of this is to kill all these enemies in this room so that you can lower the gate. And you can't do it beforehand because they'll just keep interrupting you, which is bullshit, and it's just kind of gay. And something to note, you can back up through this gate and use it to cheese a few enemies, but it's not very effective because they stay out of the radius of your attack and it doesn't really do much. You just have to be patient, you just have to be a little bit lucky and learn how to control Laura, because there's going to be a section coming up where you have to hurt yourself to open a door, and if you don't, and you have to go back and fight enemies to get your blood back by biting them so you can drain more of your life, and that bit can be really frustrating if you don't have a good grasp on how she fights. So this is great practice for that moment. But like I said, this DLC is ridiculously short. Really short. I was gutted. You literally get, I mean, spoiler alert for anybody that actually cares, not that you would, but you get to the end of the DLC and you open the door and it's like, you can't go through there. When you go through there, there's going to be this big giant fucking super, you know, Hulk Hogan who's going to kick your ass. And Gabriel does the whole, oh, I'll go through anyway, and it ends when he goes through. Yeah, not good game design. Not good game design one bit. That would be like watching The Matrix and Neo chooses the other fucking pill and then he goes back to his day job and then it ends. How great would that be? So yeah, as you can tell, I'm not best pleased. I thought this DLC was going to be awesome and it sucks bell end. But when you come through here, you have to use Laura's powers to get the ladder down, and then Gabriel can join you and you're back in control of the person you know and love. The dude with the widest chest I've ever seen, and I watched Pumping Iron. But a nice little fade to black. You just have to cruise up here with the big old dude. And what's going to be happening is, after this has been uploaded onto my channel, I'm going to start uploading the actual full game guide, because I'm midway through doing commentary on that. I've got the first few levels rendered out, so they should come up pretty quickly. It's just this is more apt, more poignant, because it's just come out, so it's more important to get on my channel. And right now, you don't have to come back here, it's just I was looking for any other ice walls, and I found one, and behind it is one of Frankenstein's fingers, which is a collectible in the DLC. There is an achievement for collecting them all. I am missing one, but they're probably not that difficult. One thing I will say is this guide's not going to show you where they all are, because this is purely survival. And yeah, if you don't know how to do that move when you turn into your dark energy mode, if you hold the left trigger, you'll see a bit of an aura, Dragon Ball Z style, and then you can plow through the ice when you knock the analog. And there's a lot of puzzles in this, and it's like when you first get to them, you're just kind of like, why would you do this? Excuse me? I just don't understand it. It's I mean, don't get me wrong, the combat wasn't especially great in this game, and I hoped it really would be, because thanks to games like Ninja Gaiden and God of War and Devil May Cry, I'm a very fussy, you know, action-adventure player, because they have some of the tightest controls you'll ever get in these kind of games, and they do it perfectly, because you can cancel out a move, you can game the system if you know the subtle nuances of the mechanics, and then Castlevania kind of imitates it and does a piss poor job. Which is why everybody gets so, you know, up in the arms about people. The whole frame? What the fuck am I on about? The whole phrase, sorry, God of War clone, has only come about by the fact that, you know, the Santa Monica Studios did something great, redefined a genre, so to speak, a little bit like what, you know, Doom or the first Halo, or even GoldenEye did for the first-person genre, and everybody else after that has imitated it. And the only problem is, imitation brings back the things you didn't like. And I don't get that, but I'll discuss that later, because this is the bullshit section I mentioned. And what you have to do here is you have to reduce and increase the speed so that you can go across this obstacle course. And if you have a lot of life here, when you hit the buzzsaws from side on, they won't knock you off. They'll only hurt you. If you have life like me, if you touch one of them, you will instantly die and go back to the start of this obstacle course, and it fucking sucks. It took me at least 30 minutes to record this one section, and 30 minutes is longer than this DLC. Because it's just bullshit. These blue ones, they will only move unless you power it up twice. If it's not powered up twice, they won't move. One thing to note as well, when you go to slow them down, because she electrocutes the gears, there's a delay between you pressing the button and them actually slowing, and it'll catch you out. And it's just about patience, not getting frustrated, because this is one of the gayest, most ridiculously stupid and retarded sections of a game I've played in a while. And I would honestly, if I met the guy who designed this section, I would punch him in the face with a chair. But that's the end of the second section of... Well, that's the end of the Abandoned Wing level of the new DLC, and I'll see you in the final section. You guys take care now.